doing that. And as I said just a bit earlier, if you need anything like blankets or iPads or cushions, anything that's going to help you later on when we come to lie down, then please get hold of that now. I just want to say something about rest and how we can access it, because the question I get asked the most is, how do we rest? Because for so many of us, we find actually accessing deep rest very hard, even if we're doing something like a yoga nidra. So I want to explore for the first 5 minutes why that is, and then look at what we can do about it, because there are tools and tips to help us to rest more deeply. The first thing I want to say is pretty obvious, and that's that we need periods of rest to heal, particularly if we've got something like ME, burnout, long COVID, because our body only heals when we're in the parasympathetic nervous system. So this is what we are aiming to access. So we want to come out of a chronic stress pattern. So how the chronic stress pattern works is that if we are stressed, and I would just add to this that many of us do not know that we have that we might have a chronic low-grade stress thing going on. We might not be aware of it, although I think with what's going on in the world, it's quite difficult, even if we're not looking at the news, it's quite difficult to not feel quite activated. But if we are running a low-grade chronic stress pattern, it's going to release certain chemicals like cortisol and adrenaline. It means our muscles tense, particularly our shoulders and our neck, and we breathe faster in order that we can either run from danger or stay in and fight. And that's kind of our very mammalian old system to help us to survive, really. But the problem with this is that if the stress passes, if we're still breathing too fast, we've got our shoulders up by our ears and our neck is tight, then we're going to keep running that chronic stress pattern. And there might be things within our environment that trigger us. So I'm just going to ask you now to close your eyes and take a moment or two just to tune in. Now, most importantly, I'm going to ask you to do this without judgment if you can. So the question to ask is, how am I? So see if you can make this observation kindly, even with compassion if possible. And just observe, are your shoulders tight maybe? Are you breathing fast? Are there any muscles that you might be able to let go of, like your jaw or around your eyes? And then I'm just going to ask you a reflective question. And the reflective question is, what are my patterns of doing? What are my patterns of doing? Just take a moment or two to tune in to how you are physically, emotionally, and mentally. And as I say, just make this observation, if you can, without any judgment, just trying to be kind. All you're doing is coming home to yourself and observing how you are. So even if there's fatigue or pain or tension, just allow it to be just as it is. And then if you like, you can open your eyes and relax as much as you can. And by the way, just to say, you don't need to keep looking at the screen, because for many of us that's tiring. So it's fine to have your camera off or to not look at me, just listen to my voice for this session. That's absolutely fine. So having just introduced you to this idea of tuning in, just want to talk about some of the antidotes to stress. So they include things like taking micro breaks during the day, stopping after any task, checking in like we just did, but without judgment. Resting, obviously, and that's what the session will be about today. And then living as mindfully as we can. But, you know, coming back to this question that I raised at the beginning, why can't I rest properly? Most common question I get asked is because we are actually wired for fear. I'm very keen on the neuroscientist Rick Hanson, and he talks about how our mammalian system, or our amygdala in our brain, is constantly scanning the horizon. This is our ancient way, you know, when we were part of the hunter-gatherer tribes, we were always looking for the saber-toothed tiger or something that might attack us. So unconsciously, we're scanning the horizon, looking for danger, and this puts us into this fight-flight mode. And this is what we want to come out of. And also for many of us, if we've had trauma, and most of us have, we find that patterns of trauma are often held in the body. And this makes it more difficult for us to relax. And I would suggest that we address this probably one-to-one with a yoga therapist, because trauma is not something that we can address on a Zoom class like this. But some of the tools that I will be using today include sound, because this helps to tune the vagus nerves and gets us out of a chronic stress response. So we're going to do a little bit of optional chanting in a minute. Breathing more slowly, and turning towards our more difficult feelings rather than using distraction and avoidance all the time. And as I say, for that, you really need a therapist. So having said at the beginning, that's most of my talking out and done with, because I know it's tiring listening to somebody talk. We're going to, before we come to rest, we're going to do some neck stretches just to help our shoulders and neck to relax, so that we can then breathe further down using our diaphragm, so that we're not in this chronic activated response of our shoulders and upper chest moving and all this very tight and sore. So what I'd like you to do now is just to look as far as you can over your right shoulder. Just take a few breaths here and observe, take a point of focus, what that you're looking at. So just see as far as you can go without strain, and then come back to the center. And then we're going to take our right arm and place it on our left arm in front of us. So if you're not sure for this, you might need to look at the screen. So a bit like we're a genie. And keeping our head and our upper body facing forward, we're going to twist our arms around to the left. So keep the chest facing forward. Just take the arms shoulder height, not too high, as far around as you can. And then come back to center. Relax the arms down, and now look over that right shoulder again. And like magic, it's like a magic neck stretch. You should notice that you can actually look a lot further over that right shoulder, because what we've done is to release the neck and the trapezius muscle. And now we're going to do the magic neck stretch to the left. So looking over the left shoulder, and just clock a point of reference that you're looking at to see how far you can go without strain. Take a few breaths here, come back to the center. And then this time have the left arm on top, right arm underneath, like this magic genie, keeping the chest and head forward. We're going to take the arms round to the right. Just working those trapezius muscles to free up the upper body. Bring the arms back to center. Drop the arms down and just gently look over that left shoulder. And again, hopefully like magic, you will find that you can look much further. So what we're doing is releasing this upper body, the tight neck, the tight shoulders, so that we can breathe further down into the body. So before we lie down, we're just going to take one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly, and just see if you can slow the breath down, if that's comfortable for you. Breathing into the hand that's on the belly, not breathing too deeply, but keeping the shoulders and upper chest still if you can. And if you can't, that's fine too. So no judgment here. And if you can access it, breathing through the nose. And then when you're ready, drop your hands to your knees. Close your eyes and again, just tune in. Mind, body, emotions with compassion, with curiosity, no judgment. Accepting yourself as you are in this moment. Going to do 2 more things before we come down to lying. So we're going to do some flower breathing. So have your palms out in front of you with the hands open. Imagine your palms are flowers, petals of a flower. You're going to breathe in, stretch open your fingers, opening your petals. And as you breathe out, softly bring the fingertips together. Breathing in, opening your flower petals. Breathing out, bringing the tips of the fingers together. And as you do this movement, just see if you can make the out breath a little longer than the in breath. We're helping to calm the central nervous system with soothing and deactivating any chronic stress response as we do this breath. So just focus on the breath. And then again, drop the hands to the knees. Close the eyes if that's comfortable. And just see if you can access a sense of peace. And if you can't, that's fine too. Just accept how you are. And then we're going to do a protective chant. And if you don't want to chant, you can just hum. We're going to take one hand to the heart, the other on top. And we're going to chant Mum, Pa, He, which means please protect my energy. Mum, Pa, He. So I will do the chant and then do it as call and response. You chant this back to me 3 times. Mum, Pa, He. Mum, Pa, He. Mum, Pa, He. And if you like, you can repeat that twice more, or you can drop your hands to the knees and just sit quietly for a moment or 2. And then when you're ready, please come down to a comfortable lying position. So please use blankets or cushions if you need them. You can lie on a bed or a sofa. You can even lie on your side or your front if that's more comfortable. You might like to have a cushion between your knees or under your knees, certainly under your head. And if you want to remain sitting, that's fine too. And if you want to use an eye mask, I'm just going to give you a moment or 2 to settle down. Now again, as you get yourself comfortable, just see if you can access a sense of peace. And imagine placing a cloak of light all around you. So it snuggles around you, keeping you safe and at the right temperature. Now, a couple of things before we start our Yoga Nidra. If you feel yourself going too deep and you're not happy with that, this very occasionally happens, then just open your eyes and rub your hands together. Try to keep as still as you can, because that means you'll get a deeper sense of relaxation. But obviously, if you've got pain or anything and you need to move, that's fine. If you hear any noises in your space or you're disturbed, try to let them be part of your experience rather than resisting them. So you're not resisting your experience in any way. And at some point, I'm going to direct you to use a sankalpa. Some of you will be familiar with this. So this is your positive affirmation set in the current moment. And it's always said that once you have this, you should keep to it, so that the idea is that you're programming your unconscious mind. So an example of a sankalpa might be something like, in this moment, I am happy and free, or light flows through my whole body, or I am at peace, I am at one with everything. But I mean, I'm just giving you suggestions, something that sits well for you, and I will direct you in the practice to say this with feeling and emotion 3 times silently to yourself. So with that said, just make any final adjustments that you need to. I'm going to turn my camera off now, and I will turn it back on again when I bring you out of the Yoga Nidra. So you can have your knees apart or your feet apart if you're on your back. And just let your ankles release sideways. Your arms are slightly away from the body with the palms of your hands comfortably upwards or on the belly. And just make any final adjustments of your blankets and your clothes so you are really comfortable. The practice of Yoga Nidra is the art of hearing and feeling. Give yourself some time to become calm and steady. Take a deep breath, and as you breathe in, feel calmness spreading throughout the body. As you breathe out, say to yourself mentally, relax. And repeat this twice more. Become aware of sounds in the distance. Become aware of the most distant sounds you can hear. Let your sense of hearing operate like a radar beam, searching out distant sounds and just following them with your awareness for a few seconds. Gradually, bring your attention to closer sounds, to sounds outside your building and then sounds inside your space. Now develop your awareness of your space without opening your eyes, just visualizing the 4 walls, the ceiling, the floor, how your body is lying. Become aware of the existence and shape of your physical body, lying or sitting on its support. Awareness of your body lying in perfect stillness. Now develop your awareness of all the physical meeting points between your body and your support. Become aware of the natural breath. Become aware of the deep, spontaneous breath. And if you're not happy following the breath, focus on the softness of the palms of your hands. Keep on listening to me and just know that you are breathing. This is the time now to make your resolve, your simple resolve. Please state your resolve, your positive intention, clearly with feeling and awareness 3 times silently to yourself now. We're going to rotate our consciousness through the different centers of the body. So your awareness goes from point to point, just following my voice. Please repeat mentally the name of each part and simultaneously become aware of that part. The practice begins with the right hand. Become aware of your right hand. Right hand, thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, right thigh, knee, calf muscle, ankle, heel, sole, top of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Left hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, left thigh, knee, calf muscle, ankle, heel, sole, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right shoulder, left shoulder, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, right buttock, left buttock, the spine, the whole of the back together. Top of the head, forehead, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, the eyebrow center, right eyelid, left eyelid, right eye, left eye, right ear, left ear, right cheek, left cheek, nose, tip of the nose, right nostril, left nostril, upper lip, lower lip, chin, jaw, throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, right chest, left chest, middle of the chest, navel, abdomen, lower abdomen, whole of the right leg, whole of the left leg, both legs together, whole of the right arm, whole of the left arm, both arms together, whole of the back, whole of the front, whole of the head together, legs, arms, back, front, head together, the whole of the body together, the whole of the body together, the whole of the body together. Whole of the right leg, whole of the left leg, both legs together, whole of the right arm, whole of the left arm, both arms together, whole of the back, whole of the front, whole of the head together, legs, arms, back, front, head together, the whole of the body together, the whole of the body together, the whole of the body together. Develop awareness of the whole body and become aware of the space occupied by the body. Become aware of the body and the space that's occupied by your body and space. Become aware of the whole body and your support, your whole body in relation to your support. And at the same time, become aware of the meeting points of the body and the support. These are very subtle physical points between the body and your support. Feel the meeting points between the back of your head and your support, shoulder blades and your support, elbows and support, back of the hands and your support, the buttocks and your support, the calves, the heels. Awareness of all the meeting points between the body and what you are lying on. The sensation of all points simultaneously and evenly. Go on feeling these points clearly and distinctly. Now switch your attention to your eyelids. Feel the narrow line of meeting between the upper and lower eyelids. Feel the points where they meet. Intensify your awareness between the eyelids. And now the lips. Center your attention on the line between the lips and the space between the lips. From the lips, we go to the breath. Draw your attention to the natural ingoing and outgoing of the breath. If you don't want to focus on the breath, focus on the movement of the body. Feel the breath moving along the passage between the navel and the throat. On inhalation, it rises from the navel to the throat. On exhalation, it descends from the throat to the navel. Be aware of this movement, navel to throat, throat to navel. Just awareness. Maintain your awareness and at the same time start counting your breath backwards as follows. I am breathing in 54. I am breathing out 54. I am breathing in 53. I am breathing out 53. I am breathing in 52. I am breathing out 52, and so on from 54 to 1. Count to yourself mentally as you follow the rise and fall of your breath. Total awareness of breathing and counting. The breathing is slow and relaxed. If you lose your place, please start at 54 again. Leave your counting and awaken the feeling of heaviness in the body, the feeling of heaviness. Become aware of heaviness in every single part of the body. You are feeling so heavy and relaxed that you are sinking into your support. Awareness of heaviness. Awareness of heaviness. Awaken the feeling of lightness. Awaken the feeling of lightness. A sensation of lightness and weightlessness in all parts of the body. Your body feels so light, it seems to be floating away from the floor. Awareness of lightness. Remember a feeling of pleasure, any kind of pleasure, physical or mental. Recollect this feeling and relive it. Make it vivid. Awaken the feeling of pleasure. Withdraw your mind and concentrate on the space in front of your closed eyes, the space we call the Chidaksha. Imagine before you a transparent screen through which you can see infinite space. Concentrate on this dark, warm, cozy space and become aware of any phenomena that manifests within. Continue your awareness of this space, but do not become involved. Practice detached awareness only. Now, imagine yourself in a park in the early morning. The sun has not risen yet, and the park is deserted except for you. It is a beautiful park, calm and peaceful. Imagine you are walking across the springy grass, maybe in bare feet, listening to the birds singing and calling as they welcome in the new day. There are gardens of flowers, roses, yellow, pink, red, Smell their fragrance and see early morning dewdrops on their petals. Nearby the rose garden is a fish pond. Goldfish swim in and out amongst the water lilies. See their graceful movements. The sky is lightening in preparation for the sunrise. You walk between trees, beautiful trees. Some are bare and some have leaves. Wide spreading trees and tall stately trees. There is a clearing between the trees. In the clearing is a small temple with an aura of light around it. Go to the door. It is cool and dim inside. Inside on the wall, there are pictures of great saints and inspirational figures. There is a chair and you sit down comfortably. You close your eyes and become still. A sense of deep peace and harmony envelops you as the sounds outside fade into the distance. Continue your awareness of meditation inside the temple. Stay there for some time with peace and harmony pervading. Bring your awareness back to Chitakasha, the awareness to the dark space you see in front of your closed eyes. Watch the darkness that you see before you very carefully. With detachment, do not become involved. Rest your mind in this warm and friendly darkness. If any subtle phenomena manifest, like colours or patterns or thoughts, simply take note of these and continue with your awareness. If thoughts occur, let them come and go, but continue watching the dark space. Continue with detached awareness. Now, remember your resolve, your sankalpa. Repeat the same resolve you made at the beginning of the practice in the same words and with the same attitude. Repeat your resolve 3 times clearly with feeling and emphasis. Become aware of your breathing. Become aware of your natural breath. Awareness of breathing and awareness of relaxation. Develop awareness of your physical existence. Become aware of your arms and legs and your body lying stretched out on your support. Become aware of meeting points between your body and your support. Develop awareness of the room, walls, ceiling, sounds in the room and outside. Take your mind out now and become external. Lie quietly for a few moments and keep your eyes closed. The invitation is to remain resting if you would like. Otherwise, when you are ready, just begin to make very small movements with your fingers and your toes. And just begin to move and stretch in any way that feels right for you. And taking as much time as you need. When you're ready, roll to the right side and just stay there for a moment or two. Remain there as long as you like, but when you're ready, please come up to a comfortable sitting position. Now, I hope you had a deep rest from that. Some of you will have, I know some of you won't have rested so deeply, but just being still is very helpful. But we need to ground after we've done such a long yoga nidra. So just make sure that you feel yourself come into your body and rub your hands together. And then the tip my teacher always gives to change the energy is to clap. So clap 3 times loudly, shake out your hands and palm your eyes if you like. So after you've rubbed your hands together, just gently have your palms over your eyes, fingertips into the hairline, and open and close the eyes a little. And then release the hands. Look around your space, look at the corners where the ceiling meets the walls, look around at your furniture. Feel, if you're sitting, feel your bottom, your root chakra. And if you have the energy, it's actually helpful just to move around your space, just feeling into your feet. So we really want to connect with our root chakra. So that's the bottom and the feet, feeling ourselves coming back into the body. So just to say for that, I hope you would join me in being a rest activist, because on my website, I actually describe myself as a rest activist, because I think we're all rushing too much these days. So we need to take as much rest as we can and pause. And I use the word activist because it's so counter to our culture. So I think all of you are rest activists today. Just to say, I am now away for a month because my own teacher is coming and I'm studying with him. But I've got an amazing teacher for you for the next 4 weeks. Her name is Amy Davis, and she's had ME and recovered. She works with the Sheffield ME support group, and she's a somatic coach. So she works in quite a similar way. I know that you will be in safe hands. And I am then back on the 8th of April. But also just to say those of you who are on our Facebook group, I would be really interested and really appreciate feedback from this session this morning about whether you were able to rest or whether you can't, how difficult you find it. We've had this conversation about a year ago, but I'd really be interested in if the yoga nidra helped you today, what you found helpful and what you didn't. So I would just like to finish by saying I wish you lots and lots of love. I wish you a peaceful March. Keep yourself calm and peaceful, whatever is going out in the external world. Just keep centered, keep grounded, keep peaceful. I wish you a happy Easter as well, because I'm back just after that. And thank you for being here today. So lots of love, everybody, and take care. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye then.
Thank you.